You know, suicide, it's a word for many of us that carries a lot of emotions. For some of us, we don't even like to mention it for many reasons. For some, it's affected our family directly or indirectly. We've lost somebody, a family member, a friend, and it carries a lot of pain and sorrow and hurt when we hear it. For others of us, that word suicide, it can carry a lot of shame and guilt because we've been the one that attempted. We were the ones that battled. We were the ones that thought that maybe giving up was an option. And we attempted, and we didn't succeed. But then you deal with the guilt and the embarrassment and just the mental strain that brings, having to face that. You know, I talk about suicide a lot, not because I've read books to get educated about it, or I've even been somebody who's studied the data. And it's not that I'm even a clinical psychologist or a counselor. I'm just somebody that's experienced it. I've experienced it firsthand with losing somebody. I've also experienced it when I was in school and things weren't going that well. And I thought that giving up was the option. And you know, the thing about it is, for me personally, is it wasn't so much that I wanted to die. It was honestly that I just didn't want to deal. I didn't want to deal with my circumstances. I didn't want to deal with my surroundings. I didn't want to deal with the consequences of my poor choices. It wasn't that I wanted to die. I just thought there was no way out. And you know, honestly, again, I'm not a licensed clinical psychologist or counselor, or if I study the data, I've just experienced it with my own struggle and being around hundreds of thousands of people in schools and conferences that are dealing with this issue of maybe giving up's an option. And you know what, though, what I really think? I think for many of us, it's not that we're sick. It's not that our brain's broken. I think for some of us, we just don't want to deal with life. We don't want to deal with the consequences. We don't want to deal with the challenges. We don't want to deal with the situation. We don't want to deal with life on life's terms. And so maybe we think that giving up's an option. Maybe giving up's a solution. Maybe giving up's the easy way out. And again, I'm not saying by any means that this is for everybody. I know some of us, we really have some issues mentally and emotionally that are off balance. But you know what? I think for a lot of us, there's a lot of us that have these thoughts that run through our heads. And that we think that maybe today I just don't want to deal with life. You know, I really think that more people battle with the thoughts of maybe giving up on life than what we think. Lots of people in their journey have had difficult situations, challenging times. And honestly, it wasn't that people want to die, they just don't want to deal with it. If you're out there and if you're somebody who's struggling, I want you to really slow down and to ask yourself the question, is it that I really want to die? Or is it that I really just don't want to deal with it? Because I remember when I climbed the ladder, when I was on the brink of giving up, and I was in the garage in my sister's house, and I went ring by rung, and I got to the top, and I grabbed this rope. Again, I didn't want to die. I just felt like there was no way out. But you know what? I promise you, man, life is amazing. And you're not the only one who's struggling. You're not the only one who's dealing with this. You're not the only one who's battling. Many people in life are faced with challenges and adversity. And I want you to know, wherever you are listening to this, like, your life was amazing. Your life is amazing. Your life is meant to be experienced. There's an amazing world out there. And I promise you this, keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep taking it one day at a time. Deal with your situation. Deal with your consequences. Deal with your reality. If you don't like what you're experiencing, you have the ability to control and to change your life. Because check this out. Look at this amazing view here, right? Like, out here where we're at right now, I'm in San Diego, and the sun is setting, and it is spectacular, and the view is exceptional, and it's like this giant masterpiece. It's this giant, amazing Picasso, this Rembrandt, and even though it's the scenery, it's like the most amazing picture you could ever see. And the truth is, this is a picture of our lives. We can create whatever reality that we want to be in. Choices and decisions that we make directly impact us. And you know, the more I think about this, It's not the fact that suicide is just the fact that my brain isn't working right. For me personally, it was the fact that honestly, I didn't think that I could create an amazing masterpiece. I thought I had made too many failures, too many mistakes, that I had dropped the ball. I had been labeled by my community, and so nobody cares about me, nobody sees me, so maybe I should just give up. It wasn't that I wanted to die. I just didn't want to deal. But the truth is, what's amazing about us, people, humanity, it's never over till it's over. As long as there's breath in our lungs, there's hope in our heart. And I promise you, whoever you are, suicide, it's not the option. Take control of your life. If you don't like your surroundings, slow down. Think about who you are. Think about where you want to go. And begin to create the most beautiful masterpiece that you want to create. And again, you're not alone. Hundreds of thousands of people, normal, regular people, throughout some time in their life, thoughts of giving up cross their mind too. You're not the only one. I think we need to begin to break the stigma that if I have a thought of wanting to give up and maybe attempt suicide, then I'm sick in the head. I just think, honestly, many people have those thoughts, and some of us, it's not that we want to die. We just don't think that we can deal and change our reality. Again, this isn't some professional, licensed, clinical talk. This is just a man who's experienced life on life's terms. I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to deal. So if you're out there, I promise you, you're not the only one. You're not weird. You're not strange. You're like all of us. Life's tough, but you're not alone. I love you guys.